Hi everybody and welcome to my channel and welcome to another episode of my collection slash decluttering series. For today's video we're going to be going through my contour and my bronzer collection. I do enjoy both powder and creams, so I do have a variety of the two. So today I am going to be showing you guys all my bronzers and all my contours. I'm going to be swatching them and I'm also going to be talking to you guys a little bit more about which ones are my favorites and why they're my favorites. So if you are excited about this video, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified every single time I post. So now, without further ado, let's get started. The first one I have here is this one by Fenty Beauty. This is the matchstick in the shade Mocha, and this is what it looks like. I actually really enjoy this particular one to do contour. As you guys can see, it has a really nice shade. It's a little more cool tone than a regular like cream bronzer, but it's not too cool tone that is gonna make you look ashy or anything like that. It has a really nice color. It also dries down in a matte finish. That's another reason why I really enjoy it. This type of sticks last a very long time and you get quite a lot of product. Another contour stick that I really enjoy is this one by Pixi, and this one is the MultiBalm in the shade Sheer Sculpt. This one has a darker tone and it's a little more on the cool side, but I really enjoy it. It's very creamy. This one is definitely a little bit more dewy than the Fenty one is. At first it looks like it would be a little bit more cool tone, a little bit darker, but once you blend it out, this is what it looks like. It does give you a very nice dewy finish, but it does last a very long time on the skin, so that's another reason why I really enjoy this one as well. The next one I have here is this one by NUDESTIX, All Over Face Color in the shade Bondi Bay. This one I actually bought it in recommendation of Alana Davison here on YouTube. Compared to the Fenty and the Pixi, this one is definitely a lot more warm, but it's also very creamy. This is very easy to use. As you blend it out, gives you a very nice bronze shade. I would say that this one is definitely a bronzer. This is not technically a contour. They do have more shades that you can choose from. Some of them are a little bit warmer and some of them are a little bit cooler. I was very curious about this specific shade because, like I said, Alana would always talk about it, so that's the reason why I picked it up. Another reason why I really enjoy this type of products is because it does come with the brush, and as you guys can see, I have used the brush, not a lot, but I do tend to use them from time to time. But yeah, this one is also very pretty. The next one that I have here is absolutely no surprise, the Jordana Sculpt and Go. This is a creamy contour stick in the shade 03D. This is my favorite, and I mean my all-time favorite contour stick. These sticks retail for around $3 to $5 and you can get them on Walgreens. This is the best contour stick that you're gonna find out there. I don't understand how people don't talk about this brand. They definitely have such amazing cream products, whether it's the contour, blushes, also the highlights. Once I do my highlighting, decluttering, or collection, you guys will see the highlights, but these are amazing. As you guys can see, the color is definitely similar to the Fenty and the Pixi. I think this one will fall like right in between. It's not as matte as the Fenty, but it's also not as dewy as the Pixi. It has just the right amount of creaminess where you can blend it very easily. You don't have to wait for it to warm up. You can just apply it and it glides right on. It goes on so smoothly. It looks so pretty. You can use it under foundation, over foundation. It just overall, these are amazing and I really truly do enjoy them. So if you are able to get your hands on these, I would definitely recommend you checking them out. They're very affordable, like seriously, for the quality that it has, it's amazing. So this one, it's another one that it's always in my collection. Another one of my favorites is this one by Milk Makeup. This is the matte bronzer stick in the shade Blaze. I normally keep the little plastic lid that comes on top. It just helps the product stay fresh a little bit longer. This one is definitely a little bit more creamy than the other ones, but nonetheless, he blends so easily into the skin. As you guys can see, you would never run out of this, at least I don't think, depending on how much you use. It's definitely very pigmented, but it has a really nice color. It's not too warm, but it's also not too cool. It's not orange whatsoever. As you guys can see, it just gives such nice warmth to the skin. They last a very long time as well. So if you were thinking about investing on a higher end cream bronzer, this one is really good. I think it's very user friendly as well. It's very hard for you to mess it up. I normally like to apply it with the sponge, but you could definitely apply it with the brush and it just looks really, really nice and natural. The next one I have here is this one by Physicians Formula, and this is the Sculpting Bronzer with jojoba oil in the shade Toffee. This one is definitely more in the warm side, and this one does have a little bit of a sheen. I actually tried this doing a full face of Physicians Formula. I'll leave the video up here in case you're interested. It's pretty. It's not a bad product. It's actually very, very creamy. This line, the Organic Wear, I think it's called. Yeah, most of their products are formulated with jojoba oil, and I noticed that the only way to make them work is if you use the entire line together, because if I try to use this kind of product with any other foundation, since it does have more of a oil base, it tends to break apart my foundation and I often have to go back and patch things up. I tried to apply it with many different foundations and I would always notice that when I would start to apply it and kind of drag it, I was literally cleaning up the foundation from my face. So that's one of the reasons why I hardly reach for it. So this one I am gonna declutter. The next one I have here is this one by KKW Beauty. This one is a contour stick in a light medium, and this one comes with two sides. One is definitely more cool tone and the other one is a little bit more in the warm side. These are actually very, very nice. They're very, very creamy. They blend very, very easily. The only downside is that you get a tiny amount of product, and these are actually very expensive for the amount of product that you get. If I'm being honest, I wouldn't repurchase it, only because I feel like there are many other products at the drugstore. Like for example, my favorite Jordana contour stick that I prefer over this one. This one is not bad. It does have a very nice formula. I know that now you can buy them at Ulta, and that's where I personally got mine, and sometimes Ulta will have discounts or sales or whatnot, so it would be a little bit less expensive, but still I think that this product is definitely overpriced and I would definitely not repurchase. Up next I have Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand in the shade Fair Medium. As you guys can see, I am almost out of it, and once I'm out of it, I'm definitely gonna repurchase it, because this is one of those products that at first it could be very scary. It normally comes with a little sponge on the top. This is what the color looks like when you first apply it. It's very scary, but once you start blending it out, this gives you the most beautiful, and I mean beautiful, contour bronze color to the skin. It's so lightweight, as you guys could see. It's very, very soft. It dries down. It's not a matte finish. I think it's more of a natural finish, but as you guys could see, as it dries down, it starts to look lighter. It just looks very, very nice. It definitely works on top of any, and I mean any foundation, even really high coverage foundations. This product will work. You need the tiniest amount and you can get a very nice contour slash bronzy effect. They're not too cool tone, they're not too warm, they're just a very, very nice consistency. I've tried a lot of products of Charlotte Tilbury, foundation, concealer, a lot of products, and honestly, out of her entire line, this is the one product that I go head over heels all the time. This one is amazing. I have not found anything at the drugstore that could compare. Another one from Fenty Beauty and one of last year's releases was the Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Bronzer in the shade 03 Macchiato. This one is definitely more dewy than the Matchstick. It's very pigmented. It blends out very nicely. The color, it's perfect for my skin tone. As you guys know, I have more of an olivey type of undertone, so this color tends to work out very, very nice with my skin because it's not too orange, it's not too warm, it's just perfect. It gives my skin such natural bronze look and I really enjoy it. You can apply it on top of any foundation and you can also apply it on top of powder, which was very surprising. Normally contour sticks or cream bronzers tend to be a little bit difficult to work with, especially on top of powder, but this one, it's actually very, very easy to work with. I normally like to apply it with the sponge, but you can also apply it with the stippling brush and it looks very, very nicely. I know that Fenty has a specific brush for their cream products and I've been meaning to buy the brush, but I always forget. So next time that there's a coupon or something like that, I'm probably gonna pick it up because I am so curious to try that brush. Up next, I have the Huda Beauty Tantour Contour and Bronzer Cream in the shade Fair. This one I haven't really played with it, but this is the color. As you guys can see, this one is definitely more of a neutral type of bronze compared to all the other ones that I've shown you. It dries down more into a matte finish. That is something that I have to mention. I like it. I think it's pretty and I'm definitely gonna play a little bit more with it. The next one I have here, it's a classic and this one is the Soleil Tan de Chanel. This one is in the color Universal. This one was actually a gift from my best friend for one of my birthdays. This one is definitely lighter than the one from Huda Beauty, and as far as consistency, I know a lot of people say that they're dupes. I don't think that's the case. As you guys can see, the Chanel one dries down more in a natural finish, whereas the Huda Beauty, as you guys can see, this one dries down to a complete matte finish. A lot of people were very excited when Huda Beauty came out with those bronzers because they thought that those will be dupes and that there will be more shades to choose from, because granted, this one, it says it's a universal shade. I don't think there's such thing as universal bronzer because obviously everybody has different undertones and whatnot, so I don't think that is even possible. I normally love to use it during the winter months when I'm a little bit lighter. That's when I more use out of it. You can use it on top of pretty much any foundation. I've used them with many different foundations and I've never had a problem with it, but as you guys can see, it's really nice compared to the Fair from Huda Beauty. Is definitely a lot more warm, but overall this Chanel one is amazing. I really, really enjoy it. I love the way that it looks on the skin. It gives you such natural finish. I know this bronzer is not going to be for everyone because I know there are a lot of people who truly hate this product, which I don't understand why, but I personally really love it. And the last product I have here is this one by Ilia. This one is actually a highlighter. I bought it thinking it was a shimmery bronzer, but no, this one is a highlighter. It just comes in a darker shade. This one is more for deeper skin tones. I am gonna give this away. So we're done with the cream bronzers. Now let's go with the powder. So the first one I have here is the Butter Bronzer, and this one is in the shade Deep Bronze. This is like a cold flavor, but it does smell very nice. I recently bought another of their limited edition palettes, and normally those come with one of the shades of the Butter Bronzer. So I am gonna declutter this one only because I have it in 2 other palettes as well. So next I have this one by Milani, and this is the Baked Bronzer in the shade Dulce. This is actually a very, very nice bronzer. It has such beautiful shade. It's definitely more on the light side, but it's so creamy and it just gives such nice warmth to the skin. The little gold specks on it, it's very, very pretty. I really like it. The next ones I have here are these 3 Makeup Revolution bronzer reloaded, and I have it in 3 shades, so I am gonna get rid of 2. This one is in the shade Long Weekend. The next one I have here is in the shade Take a Vacation. This is what Take a Vacation looks like. It's this one right here. And the last one is in Holiday Romance. I do enjoy all 3, but I know I don't need all 3. So I think I'm gonna keep this one, which was Take a Vacation, and I'm gonna declutter this too, so I'm only gonna keep 1. Up next I have these 2 by Wet n Wild. This one is the Sunset Striptease, and this one is A Ticket to Brazil. A Ticket to Brazil is actually very nice, but it is more on the warm side. It gives you such beautiful sheen to the skin, as you guys can see. The Sunset Striptease, this one is actually brand new. I am not gonna open it. I think I'm gonna put this one in a giveaway. This one was actually a repurchase. The first one I had broke on me. I never got around to open it. This one is actually very similar to the Milani one, so I am not gonna keep it. So I'm also gonna declutter this one. Next, I have this one by Too Faced. This one is the Chocolate Soleil Matte. I actually finished one of these in their old packaging. I had it for such a long time. I decided to purchase it again because overall I think it's a really nice bronzer from the same brand. Another Too Faced bronzer that I have here. This one is the Sun Bunny, and this is what this one looks like. This one is definitely more in the shimmery side, and it's also a little bit warmer. It gives such beautiful color to the skin. And finally, I have the Chocolate Gold Soleil. This one could be tricky. It's actually really nice, but this one does have a lot of shimmer compared to the other one. As you guys can see, the tones are definitely very different. I really like all three. I probably shouldn't keep them all, but I actually do like them. And surprisingly, I use them a lot. Sometimes depending on what I want, or sometimes I layer these two together, or sometimes I layer this one and then on top I'll use Sun Bunny. So these I do use a ton, so those I am gonna keep. Up next, I have this one by Becca, and this is the Sunset Waves bronzer. This is a beautiful bronzer. So you mix all the colors together and then you apply them, and it gives you just the most beautiful luminous type of bronzer. It makes your skin look so healthy, so pretty. If you are into these kinds of tones, you would definitely love it. There was another one that was similar to this one, but it was a little bit more champagne, and that was the one that I was looking for when I ordered this one. But actually, I'm not mad about this one because it does give you such nice beautiful luminous finish. The powder is very creamy and it looks just very nice all over the skin. The next one I have here is this one by NARS, and this is the Laguna bronzing powder. This is actually the new Laguna. I don't know if they reformulated or what they did, but this one is the one that came out this year, and honestly, in my opinion, this one looks a lot nicer than the original Laguna. For whatever reason, the original Laguna was a little bit more cool tone. It would always make me look muddy, but this one is actually very pretty. It looks very nice on the skin. I'm really glad that I picked it up because it does give such nice sheen to the skin. Next, I have my Fenty Beauty Sunstalker bronzer in the shade Shady Biz, and this is what that one looks like. As I told you guys earlier, is the exact same pan as the cream bronzer. This one is a tiny bit more in the warm side. Nonetheless, it's a beautiful bronzer. It lasts a very long time on the skin, and overall Fenty tends to make very beautiful products, so this one is definitely recommended. The other bronzer that I have here is this one by Kylie Cosmetics, and this one is the pressed bronzing powder in the shade Toasty. This one is also very nice. If you watch my blush decluttering, you probably saw that I tried one of the blushes and the bronzer. It's actually a very nice color. Like I said in that video, wait until they go on sale. I also got this one for $10. The next one I have here is one of my favorite bronzers from 2020, definitely, is this one by Revlon, and this one is the Skin Lights bronzer in the shade Sunlit Glow. I got it at Walgreens, and this bronzer is really pretty. Like, it has a little bit of a sheen, but it just gives you such beautiful tone to the skin. It makes you look healthy. It just makes you look rich. I really love this bronzer. As you guys can see, I've used it a ton, and it's from the drugstore. It's affordable. It's very pretty. You definitely need to check it out. It also comes in different shades, so that's another reason why I really enjoy it. The glow that it gives the skin, it's really pretty. Definitely would recommend. Another one of my favorite bronzers from 2020 was definitely this one by Cosas, and this is the Cosas Golden Bronze in the shade Medium. I love the packaging. It's so pretty. I don't know, it reminds me of my my childhood for whatever reason. And this bronzer, it's very, very nice. It's more in a baked formula. This is what it looks like. It's definitely more warm than all the other ones, but it looks very pretty. The only thing is that this bronzer smell kind of funny. I don't know, like they have a scent to it. The scent doesn't linger whatsoever, but it does smell kind of funny. If you have tried this, please let me know. What do you think it smells like? Because I can never describe the scent. I just know that there is one. Overall, it's a really, really good bronzer, and I would definitely recommend. Next, I have this one by Navla Cosmetics, and this one is the Skin Bronzing Sun-Kissed Effect bronzing powder in the shade Self Revenge. This one is actually fairly new. I got it not that long ago. The color is definitely more in the cool tone, but it actually looks very, very nice once you blend it out. At first I was a little scared because when you look at it, it does look pretty cool tone and pretty dark, so I was scared that it was gonna make me look ashy or sick or muddy, but it actually looks very nice. It blends very easily and it has a little bit of a sheen. It's not a shimmery bronzer, but it's also not matte. It just gives you like a little bit of a glow, and it looks very, very pretty. The next bronzer I have here is this one by Buxom Cosmetics, and this one is the Staycation by Primary Infused Bronzer in the shade Backyard Bronze. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews regarding this bronzer. I personally like it. I've heard that some people say that it looks patchy or that it doesn't blend out very nicely, but I actually really like the way that it goes on the skin. It has a very nice color. It's not super warm and it's also not super deep. It does look like it might have a little bit of a sheen, but the sheen is very, very subtle, so it looks very nice on the skin. The next bronzer I have is this one by Bare Minerals, and this is the Endless Summer Bronzer in the shade Fox Tan. It looks a little bit more in the cool tone, but once you apply it, it actually gives you a very nice color. This is one of those bronzers that it's not very swatchable, so when you try to swatch it, it doesn't look like much, but once you apply it to the skin, it looks very nice. This one also has a little bit of a sheen, but not a lot, and it looks very, very pretty. It actually lasts a very long time on the skin, so that's another reason why I really enjoy it. I forgot, but I actually have another Milani bronzer, and this one is the Silky Matte Bronzing Powder in the shade 02. This one I got it not that long ago, so I haven't really played with it. I think I've only swatched it. This one is definitely a little bit more light and a little bit more cool tone, so it works more as a contour powder, but it's actually very pretty. It looks really nice on the skin. From the MAC summer collection, I did pick up...
Oh no, it broke! Oh my god, this one actually broke not that long ago. I was able to push it back in there. I hope that it sticks together. That's a bummer.
This one is the Beijing Beauty Radiant Matte Bronzing Powder. This is what it looks like, and it's actually a very nice powder. It goes on the skin very, very smoothly. This is actually super, super buttery, which is the reason why I'm pretty sure broke on me. MAC has such beautiful formula when it comes down to their powders. They last a very long time. They're pigmented. They look very, very pretty. Next, I have this one by Kiko Milano, and this one is the Magical Holiday Matte Bronzer in the shade 05. This one actually has a very nice formula. This is what the color looks like. As you guys can see, this one is definitely more orange. It's a matte powder, but it does have a little bit of a sheen. It's not super like flat matte. It's actually a very nice bronzer. Here in the States, I don't hear a lot of people talking about this specific brand, but I do watch many other YouTubers from other places in the world, and they really enjoy anything Kiko Milano. Last year, Ulta started selling this brand specifically, so I was very curious to try it because, like I said, I've been watching other YouTubers from other countries that really enjoy this brand. Their price range, it's a little more in the affordable side, but it's kind of like the higher end of the drugstore. The prices are more like physician's formula type of prices, where they're still drugstore, but they're also more in the pricey side of things. From e.l.f., I have the Primer Infused Bronzer in the shade Tan, and this is what it looks like. This bronzer actually looks a little bit more orange than I remember. Yeah, this one definitely looks orange. I think this one will work better as a blush than as a bronzer, but it is very pigmented. I think I'm gonna move this one to my blush drawer because I don't think I could pull it off as a bronzer. I bought it not that long ago. I placed a big order, but I haven't gotten around to play with it. The next one I have here is this one by Makeup Revolution or Revolution Pro. This one is the Sculpting Bronzer in the shade Cacao. This one I normally use it more for contour rather than bronzing. I really like the shade, and the actual formula is very nice. As you guys can see, it's very blendable and it goes on the skin very nicely. These bronzers are super pigmented, so you need the slightest amount to get color payoff. Now you can actually buy Makeup Revolution at Target, so that's exciting. Next I have these two by J.cats Beauty, and these are also the same bronzer, just in two different shades. This is the Golden Soleil Baked Bronzer in the shade 104. I think this is the shade that I like the most out of the two. Oh, this one is so pretty. And this one is in the shade 103 Cancun Golden Tan. This one is definitely more and the coppery side, so I am definitely gonna keep the shade 104 and I'm gonna declutter the shade 103 only because this one is a lot warmer than I personally like. I think I'll get more use out of this one, so this one is gonna go and I'm just gonna keep one shade. Next I have this one by Cover FX, and this one is the Monochromatic Bronze Duo in the shade Sun Kiss Bronze. The powder on it, it's very creamy. This one is also more in the cool side, and the shimmer, it's also very pretty, as you guys can see. This one looks stunning in the eyes. I normally reach for this just to apply the shade in the eyes. The bronzer is cute, I do use it, but if I'm honest, I like the shimmery side a lot more than the matte side. Next I have a Hula Bronzer, and this one is actually brand new. I do have one that's open, so this one is kind of like my backup. Next I have my Gucci bronzer. I got this for myself this year because I really wanted to try it. The packaging is stunning. I keep it in this little pouch because I don't want the packaging to get scratched or anything like that. It was very expensive. Do you need to spend that much money on a bronzer? No, definitely not. But in case that you were wondering, this one is actually a really nice bronzer. As you guys can see, it has a beautiful shade and it does have a sheen to it. This one is in the shade 03. It does have a scent. It has more like kind of like a perfumey scent. Normally higher end products tend to have a little bit of a perfumey scent. I personally don't mind it. It doesn't linger. So next I have this one by Essence, and these are more of larger pan bronzers. This one is the Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder, and this one is in the shade 02 Sunny. This one is actually very pretty. As you guys can see, it's very creamy. This is what the shade looks like. The next one I have here is this one by L'Oreal, and this one is the True Match Lumi Bronzer in the shade 02 Medium. This one actually has, I'm sure you guys could see it. No, you guys can see. Oh, there it is. This one has a little bit more of a sheen, a little bit more of that shimmer particles, and the shimmer particles are actually quite large and they are noticeable. So if you don't like shimmer on your bronzers, you might not like this. But the actual bronzer itself is actually very creamy. You touch it and it feels very velvety, very smooth. It looks very pretty on the skin, but like I said, if you don't like shimmer, you won't like this. Another L'Oreal bronzer, and this one is the Bronze Please in the shade 03. This one also has a little bit of a sheen, but this one doesn't have any like actual glitter like the other one does. This one just has a very nice kind of like satin finish, and is also very creamy. I don't know if this one was limited edition or not, but if you are able to get your hands on it, I would definitely recommend. The pan size is actually very large, and that's another reason why I really like those powders. The next one I have here is this one by Makeup Revolution, and this one is the Revolution Glow Ultra Matte Bronzer in the shade Light. This is ginormous. As you guys can see, they're very creamy. this is what the shade looks like. This one, it's a little bit darker, but for whatever reason, once you apply it to the skin, it kind of adjusts to the tone of your skin, and it looks very, very pretty. And as you guys can see, it has more of that olivey undertone, so it works perfect for my skin tone. So this one is also from the drugstore, very affordable, so totally recommend. And they have multiple shades. The next one I have here is this one by Morphe, and this one is the Hula Bronze Face and Body Bronzer in the shade Megastar. And this one is a little bit more in the orangey side, very pigmented, and you also get a very large pan. I have a love-hate relationship with Morphe. There are some products that I really enjoy, but 80% of them, I just don't like them. But this one, along with other palettes, I think are really good products. They actually have it in a lot of different shades, so that's another thing that's a plus. If you are looking for a bronzer that's affordable, you could definitely find a shade for you. And as you guys could tell by the trend of this video, I like to have multiple shades of the same bronzer, and that's also the case for the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronzer. This one is in the shade Tantalize. This one is definitely a little bit darker, so I normally use this one more in the summertime, and I also have it in the shade Fantastic. It's suitable for a lot more skin tones, and this is what that one looks like. These bronzers are so pretty, and they have such beautiful colors. As you guys can see, the Tantalize is a little bit more warm, and the other one, the Fantastic, is a little bit more neutral, but they still look very, very pretty. You get a ton of product. I actually got these on sale, so I didn't pay full price for them. That's another reason why I have multiple shades of them. And I also love that it has a giant mirror, so if you are ever on the go, you want to take this bronzer, they're actually very thin, so they don't take up a lot of space in your purse. And finally, the star of the show, the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer in the shade 02 Medium. This bronzer is amazing. First, because of the packaging. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it all over social media. But second, because of the pen size. Now, if you know Charlotte Tilbury, you know that their products are actually very, very expensive. And for this specific product, I think it's almost the same, if not maybe like $5 or $10 more expensive than the airbrush powder, which is a lot smaller than this one. This one is actually very, very creamy, and I love the finish that it gives the skin. As you guys can see, it's actually very similar to the Marc Jacobs Fantastic, but honestly, it's so pretty. I really, really enjoy it. This is another product that one of my best friends gifted to me for my birthday. This one is actually very pretty. It lasts a very long time on the skin. It's very thin. It's also very creamy, so it glides on the skin like a dream. I really, really love. This is how the drawer turned out. As you guys can see, I got rid of not a lot of things, but a few things. Now at least I can see all my bronzers, so that it's nice. So I am gonna get rid of 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bronzers, and I am gonna put this one in a giveaway. So I think this time I did pretty good. I didn't get rid of a lot of things, but I did get rid of the things that I personally don't reach for or that I don't use as much. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified every single time I post, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.